everybody, welcome back to Personal Leadership Mastery with Anisu, where we help you to harness your true personal leadership, which allows you to realize, tap into it to maximize your potential in order for you to live an effective life and become the best version of yourself. And today we have a quite interesting topic which comes in handy should you find yourself in a storm in life. One thing is for certain that, there are challenges that come with life that are not, that are inevitable. There are some challenges that come with life that are just inevitable. Nobody lives a problem-free life. Everybody is prone to having some challenges in life at some point. One or another, it's either you're moving out of a storm or you're getting into a storm. So it's better to be prepared, because some of the times these storms really hit you hard when you're least prepared. So the best thing that you can at least do for yourself is to know a couple of tips that you can use should you find yourself in such a space. But the question is, how are you going to keep your head above the water and stay afloat should you find yourself in a situation? Well, I've got a couple of tips that I just want to share with you that you might find very helpful depending on the nature of the problem. But the first thing that I would really advise, I was talking to a friend a couple of days ago, and he was in a mess. He was going through a certain storm in his life, and things were very hard on him. But as we were really conversing and dissecting the problem, if I may say, I told him to accept the situation. And I think that is the same thing that you should do. Accept the reality. Accept things as they are. Yes, things have happened. You may not have been expecting them, but it has happened. Denial is not going to help you do anything. The first thing that you can at least do is to accept the situation, accept the reality. It is what it is. It has happened. The question is, what now? After you've really at least accepted the situation, the next thing that you've got to do, there's a greater temptation that comes when you are really under pressure and a lot is happening in your life. There's the temptation that comes of just wanting to do just about everything, because you want to get yourself out of the situation, and you're so desperate, and you just do everything. But let me just remind you something: just because something is doable does not mean that you have to do it. Just because something seems so good or is seemingly good in that situation, when you're experiencing those difficult situations or that going through the difficult time, does not mean that is the right thing for you to do. Because what you'd want is to really maximize on the right things that are going to help you to get out of the situation. Some things may seem so good, but just doing them is not really going to help you in any way. So the best thing that you can do in such a situation is to take a pause. There is so much things, there's so many things that are fighting for attention on a daily basis. There's so many voices that are speaking into our lives. But the thing is, many a times, we fail to listen to ourselves, to listen to that inner gut. Have you heard that term before? Listen to your gut feeling, to your conscience. Have you heard that before? It's very true. Why do people advise you to listen to your gut? It's because your gut always has things figured out before your mind has it figured out. But the sad thing is that we don't normally pay attention to our gut feeling. It's because many a times it's so much crowded. There is so much noise that is coming from the outside world that we literally clog our ability to hear what our conscience is telling us to do, what our gut feeling is telling us to do. So you really want to take a pause. Some people call this the stop technique, where you kind of distance yourself back away from the situation, from the problem. The beauty of doing this is that it allows you to see the whole problem holistically. It allows you to see the problem from different angles. Maybe you might want to really look at the problem from the bird's eye view, and another person might say, yes, well, you also have to consider the worm's eye view, because looking at different sides in different situations and really analyzing the problem will help you to find the way forward. So you really want to take a step back, look at the problem, reevaluate it, analyze the problem when you're away from the problem. These are some of the things that you can really do when you're in the midst of the problem and you're trying to pay attention to so many things. Have you been in a situation whereby you're in a problem and so many people are speaking into your life? And to make matters worse, some of the advices and the suggestions that you're getting are contradicting, and you just don't know what to take. You're so overwhelmed by the things that happen in your life. That is the right moment for you to step back, look at the situation from a distance, and analyze the whole situation. What is the way forward? I always consider the storms that come with life as a battle between what you want and what you do not want. And obviously, I would suppose you do not want to lose at the end of the day. You'd want to win. So what do you do as a soldier or as a warrior who's going into battle? You don't go into a battle blindly. You go there with a strategy. You go approach a war mindfully. You proceed with caution. because you have to come up with a strategy. So my question to you is, what strategy have you in place? What strategy do you have in place that is going to help you to get out of the situation? I don't know the situation that you're currently going through. I don't know the challenge or the storm of life that has hit you. But you need to have at least a strategy of what you're going to do in order for you to get out of that situation. Like we said, it's not everything that you have to do that is going to help you to get out of the situation. Some things, when sometimes we spend so much energy on the things that least help us with the current situation. So you'd want to maximize most of your time on the important things that are going to help you to get out of the situation. And the question is, how do you identify those important things? Well, that is the reason why we say take a pause. Take a step back. Because when you take a step back and look at the whole problem from a distance, you will be able to see the important things that are going to help you to get out of the problem. You've come up with a strategy. Align yourself and gain refocus. Align yourself and gain focus. You have to gain focus. In the midst of the storm, it's very hard for you to gain focus. But in order for you to get out of the storm, you have to gain focus. In as much as it's very difficult, align yourself and try to get as much focus as you can. Another thing that I'd also advise you to do is that outline the desired outcome. What are you expecting out of the storm? What exactly are you expecting? What is the desired outcome that you want? And the reason why I say it's important for you to outline it and to write it clearly is because that by itself is going to act as a motivator. It's going to act as a pull factor that is going to draw you when you're about to give up. To say, I want this desired outcome and I can achieve it. And you have to go through it. So outline the outcome that you desire to have. And another thing is that have a positive attitude. Attitude really affects how you're going to battle or the strategy that you're going to use or how exactly you're going to handle the situation. If you have a positive attitude, chances are you're going to win the battle. Of course, it's not every time that you might win a battle, but if you carry a positive attitude, it's going to be an advantage for you. Carry an attitude of wanting to learn through the problem. I'm always telling this to people, do not go through a problem, grow through a problem. Because when you grow through a problem, by the time that problem ends, you're a different person on the other side. When you get out of the channel on the other side, you're a developed person. That is what it takes when you say grow through a problem. Not go through, grow through a problem. The second important thing that I also want you to do when you're going through a challenge is try by all means to stay as calm as you can. Try by all means to stay as calm and as relaxed as possible. I would want to give an example or to try and relate this challenge or the storm of life to somebody who's drowning. When you're drowning, it's really advisable that you try to stay as calm as you can and as relaxed as you can. I know it's very difficult. I know, trust me, and it's very difficult because you're trying to fight for your breath. You're trying to fight for your life. You're trying to get as much air as you can because you want to survive. But do you know that sometimes when you really fight the waters and we become so aggressive and you're trying to get as much air as you can, at times you're doing yourself a disservice. Why is that so? It is because when your muscles are tensed up and you're trying to fight and just doing everything that you can in order for you to survive, your muscles are consuming so much energy and you're wasting so much energy. And most of the time, you won't last long because you're going to tire and at the end of the day, you're going to drown. So you'd want by all means to stay as calm and relaxed as possible. Tilt your head, look at the sky, and save the energy. That is what you do. Why is it important for you to stay as calm? It becomes very easy for somebody to come and help you. You make it easy for people to come and help you. If you are, those lifeguards, right? The ones that are usually at the beaches. The reason they recommend you to stay like that is because when you try to save somebody who's drowning and they're relaxed, it's going to be easy for you. Unlike trying to save somebody who's fighting for their life really aggressively, chances are they're going to drown you as well. It's very hard for you to help somebody who's drowning, who is fighting and who's being aggressive. But if they become so calm, it's very easy for you to help them. So, when you remain calm and steady, it's going to allow you to save as much energy and not to dissipate energy when you're doing unnecessary things. And it's also going to help other people to help you out of the situation. So try to remain as relaxed as you can for as long as you can. Try to shut out the noises that are coming into your life. By all means, at least, try to do that. Why should you do that? What are some of the benefits that also come with it? Or maybe let me say, how best can you try to remain as calm as you can, to remain as relaxed as you can? Well, there are a lot of techniques that people use. Some people resort to music. They find music very therapeutical, right? That when they listen to music, it kind of shut out all the noises. Some people resort to meditation, right? Some people resort to just going on nature walks and reconnecting with nature and all those kind of things. Those are some of the things that can also help you to stay as calm as you can, but not allow your emotions that you're experiencing during those times. Because many times when you're going through storms, your emotions tend to be all over the place. And you want by all means to be able to master those emotions, because when people are so emotional, they end up making some decisions that they usually regret. So you'd want to master emotions, to be in control of emotions, not the other way around. Because when you let your emotions control you, it's going to be disaster by the end of the day. So you'd really want to be the one in charge of your emotions, be able to control your emotions. Another advice that I gave my friend as he was going through the storm of life, I told him that, you know what, you do not have to have it all figured out at once. It's okay not to know what to do next. It's okay. Sometimes we're too hard on ourselves when we're going through tough situations in life. Do not be too hard on yourself. Have empathy. Show compassion for yourself. Do not be too hard. And I told him that, hey, you have accepted the situation, yes? But you also have to understand that it's okay not to have all these things figured out. And what you also want to do is to take baby steps out of the situation. It's okay. Baby steps are really relevant. Because big steps are just accumulations of smaller steps, right? So you'd want to take those little baby steps. It's okay. Just baby steps, a little step, one step at a time. And acknowledge yourself when you do take those steps. Why is it so important for you to acknowledge yourself when you take these little steps? It's because these little steps, when acknowledged, they act as confidence builders. They build your confidence. They build your self-esteem. They build your belief in your own self. And why is that important? Somebody who has confidence in themselves, somebody who believes in themselves, somebody who's got high levels of self-esteem has higher chances of getting out of a problem or handling the problem or the situation very well as compared to somebody who is contrary or who has low self-esteem, low confidence. So you'd want to acknowledge yourself when you're taking these little baby steps. And another thing is that seek help from other people. We need somebody to lean on at the end of the day. You can't deal with some of the problems in life alone. That is the reason we are social creatures. Do not fight the problems alone. Find somebody to talk to. Call out for help. You'll be surprised by the amount of people that are willing to help you. And I'm always telling this to people. Whatever it is that is going on in your life, do not keep it to yourself. Seek help. There are a lot of people that are able to help you. Whatever situation that you're going through, find a close friend to talk to. Maybe a relative, maybe a family friend, maybe a family member. I don't know what it is in your case, but you sometimes need somebody whom you're going to lean on during the hard times. You might not need them to help you, but you might need them just to give you an ear, to incline an ear so that they can listen to you, to what you have to say, what you're going through. So, these are some of the steps that I really highly recommend you to do. Of course, these are not, the list is exhaustive. There are a lot of things that you can do, there are a lot of things that you can apply, there are a lot of techniques that you can apply. But help these little steps that I've spoken might be of help to you. Until next time, take care.